You've been told your thoughts create your reality. But what if I told you that's both true and dangerously incomplete? Because something strange happens when modern physics meets ancient spiritual law. A world where your emotions, not your words, collapse invisible potentials into tangible experiences, where reality doesn't respond to what you want, but to the frequency you unconsciously live in. This isn't magic, it's science. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. What if the universe was never a machine but a mirror made of light and intention? For centuries, we believed in a clockwork cosmos, predictable, mechanical, ruled by logic and law. That's the classical model, where reality exists independently, waiting to be measured. But quantum physics shattered that image. At the subatomic level, reality doesn't exist until it's observed. This is the observer effect proven in double-slit experiments from Copenhagen to Caltech. Particles behave like waves of potential, until your awareness collapses them into form. You're not just watching life unfold. You're folding it into shape. Think about it. Every thought, emotion, and intention is an energetic broadcast. Like tuning a radio, your consciousness selects the frequency, and the quantum field, infinite in potential, reflects it back in form, timing, and synchronicity. The field doesn't reward effort. It reflects coherence. So if life feels stuck, the question isn't, why isn't it working? The real question is, what am I unconsciously broadcasting? Stanford researchers have shown how the heart's electromagnetic field can synchronize with brainwaves, altering emotional states, and even impacting the coherence of others nearby. This isn't magic, it's measurable. You are not a passive observer in a pre-written story. You are a co-author in a living field of light. What would shift if you truly believed that? If your attention is a brush, what are you painting into reality today? Let me know in the comments what resonated with you most. And if this opened something in you, tap like, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell. Because in the next part, we'll explore the quantum field itself, what it really is, and why it's always responding to you. Imagine standing at the edge of an invisible ocean that holds every possible version of your life, waiting to be chosen. That's the quantum field. It's not a place you go, it's a field you're already inside. A vast, intelligent sea of energy and information, where every potential outcome exists simultaneously. Scientists at Princeton, CERN, and MIT describe it as a field of pure possibility, where matter emerges only after consciousness interacts with it. In other words, nothing becomes real until you tune into it. So how do we tune into a reality? Through your thoughts. Yes, but not thoughts alone. It's your thoughts combined with emotion that generate the energetic signal your body sends out like a radio tower broadcasting into the field. And the field? It always responds. Not to what you say, but to what you are. To the vibration you consistently embody. Think about it. You can affirm wealth 100 times a day, but if your body is vibrating fear and lack, the field mirrors that, not your words. It's like planting sunflower seeds but watering them with doubt. The signal must match the soil. So the field isn't judging you, it's echoing you. You might ask, but if all possibilities exist, how do I choose the right one? Great question. The answer isn't foresees frequency. You don't fight the ocean. You float with trust and direct your attention like a compass. What have you been unintentionally broadcasting? What emotion has been guiding your inner signal? Let that sink in and share with me in the comments. Because next we'll explore the real power behind your thoughts create your reality and uncover which thoughts truly shape your world and which ones don't. Have you ever said something with your mouth while your body whispered the opposite? That's the paradox of manifestation. It's not your wishful thoughts that shape your world, it's the ones charged with emotion and anchored in belief. The ones rooted so deep, you no longer notice them. Neuroscientists from UCLA and the Max Planck Institute estimate that 95% of our behaviors and responses come from the subconscious. That means only 5% of your conscious thoughts are truly in charge. The rest? Programs, echoes, emotional memories stored in your nervous system. So when we say, your thoughts create your reality, the real question becomes, which thoughts are running the show? It's not the daily affirmation you whisper before work. It's the quiet tension in your chest when you check your bank account. It's the flicker of unworthiness you feel in your gut when love gets close. These are the thoughts that vibrate, and vibration is the language of the field. Just like a song can uplift or depress you without words, your energy communicates before your voice ever speaks. The quantum field, as described in studies from MIT and HeartMath, is tuned to coherence. That means the alignment between your thoughts, your feelings, and your body. Have you ever tried to think positive while your body was in fight or flight? That's why it doesn't work. The signal is scrambled. So pause, scan your body. What's the emotion behind your thoughts? That's the frequency you're transmitting. And now ask yourself, is that the reality I want to amplify? What came up for you just now? Let me know in the comments. Because in the next chapter, we'll go deeper into vibrational frequency and explore what you're really broadcasting to the universe beneath the surface. What if I told you that every emotion you feel is not just a feeling, it's a frequency? Your body is an electromagnetic transmitter. Every thought you think, every emotion you hold, is a signal broadcast into the quantum field. And just like a radio tunes into stations, the field matches that signal with physical experience. Love has a frequency. So does fear. Gratitude, shame, joy, anxiety each emits a unique vibration measurable through science. Studies from the HeartMath Institute show that the heart's electromagnetic field is up to 5,000 times stronger than the brain's. Overs. Magnetometers can detect it up to 3 feet outside the body. EEGs, electroencephalograms, measure brain waves, while HRV, heart rate variability, reflects emotional coherence. These tools don't just track physical data, they reveal your energetic state. So here's the deeper truth. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. You might say, I want financial abundance. But if your dominant emotional state is anxiety around money, the field hears lack, not intention. That's why manifestation can feel like it's failing even when you're doing everything right. Your vibrational frequency is the sum of your dominant emotions. Not the fleeting moments, but the ones you live in most. Worry? That's a broadcast. Peace? That's a signal. The field is neutral, it mirrors back what you radiate, not what you request. Imagine your body like a tuning fork. What have you been tuned to lately? What signal are you unknowingly amplifying? This is why healing matters. Why nervous system regulation isn't just quantum alignment. Because emotion is not just a feeling, it's a form of quantum communication. So pause, breathe, listen, not just to your thoughts, but to your tone, your tension, your truth. What frequency have you been living in? What happens when you start choosing a new one? I'd love to hear your reflections. What resonates with you here? And stay with me, because next, we'll unpack why manifestation often doesn't work, even when you follow every step, and what truly makes the shift last. You can't plant seeds of abundance in soil made of fear and expect them to bloom. This is the hidden reason manifestation often feels broken. You might be visualizing your dream life every morning, journaling in perfect detail, speaking affirmations with intention, yet deep inside, a quiet voice still whispers, "It's not safe. It's not real. It's not for me." And that whisper becomes the true broadcast. Let's look closer. Imagine someone creates a vision board filled with images of wealth, luxury homes, travel, financial freedom. On the surface, the intention is clear: abundance. But if their body still tightens every time they check their bank balance, if they inherited beliefs like money is dangerous, or I'll lose love if I succeed, then their dominant frequency is fear. The field hears that signal, not the collage. The law of attraction is not emotional. It doesn't respond to hope or effort, it responds to coherence. That means internal alignment between what you think, feel, and believe. This is where most techniques fall short. They focus on behavior, not embodiment. And science supports this. According to Dr. Stephen Porges' polyvagal theory, when the nervous system is in a state of threat, fight, flight, or freeze, your body literally blocks the ability to receive connection, safety, or abundance. Not because you're not worthy, but because survival mode doesn't recognize opportunity. It sees risk. So you might be saying, I am open to love. But if your body is bracing, flinching, or numb your frequency, says the opposite. This internal incoherence, this misalignment between desire and vibrationis, the real reason manifestation often fails. Not because you're lazy, not because the method is wrong, but because your nervous system hasn't been updated to match your intention. And that changes everything. What if you didn't need more effort but more safety, more truth, more coherence? Have you ever felt this conflict between what you say and what you feel? What's your body telling you right now? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might unlock someone else's. And if this message resonates, gently like and share the video. It might be the missing piece for someone you love. Next, we'll go even deeper. Your subconscious is the one manifesting, not your conscious mind. And once you understand how to work with it, not against it, everything begins to shift. What if the version of you that's creating your reality isn't the one you see in the mirror? You may believe you're manifesting from your conscious desires, your goals, your affirmations, your morning intentions. But in truth, it's your subconscious that's doing the broadcasting. Quietly, constantly, automatically. Like a radio tower hidden beneath the surface of your awareness. Your subconscious holds the emotional blueprints of your life beliefs formed through repetition, trauma, and early experience. By age 7, most of your core programming is already in place. These aren't just memories, they're energetic signatures that form what neuroscience calls neural loops, well-worn patterns that fire again and again until they become who you think you are. Think about it. If you grew up feeling unseen, your subconscious might believe, I don't matter. If love felt conditional, it may whisper, I have to earn safety. And no matter how hard you consciously try to manifest joy, success, or abundance, if those old programs are still running, they distort the signal. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe is possible for you. That belief is the filter, the vibrational lens through which the field responds. So how do you begin to shift it? Start by noticing your emotional triggers, the repeated reactions, the moments that feel way bigger than the situation. These are clues, portals to subconscious imprints. Try journaling with prompts like, what belief might be hiding beneath this feeling? Where did I first feel this pattern in my life? Awareness begins the unraveling. Modern research from Harvard and the NIH confirms that consistent neural firing creates long-term patterns in the brain. But the good news? Neuroplasticity means those patterns can change. You can rewire the loop. But only if you stop trying to manifest from the surface and start meeting the truth beneath it. What subconscious belief might be shaping your current reality? Take a moment, feel into it. You don't have to fix it yet, just witness it. I'd love to know, what did this bring up for you? Because next, we'll explore the most overlooked key in manifestation. Embodiment. Knowing isn't enough. To change your world, you must live as if it's already true. Knowing is not enough. You can read every book, recite every affirmation, visualize every outcome, but if your body still clings to the old identity, nothing changes. This is where most people stop. They know what they want. They see it clearly in their mind. But manifestation doesn't respond to imagination alone. It responds to vibration. And vibration doesn't come from your mind, it comes from your body. This is the power of embodiment. To embody is to become. It's the shift from, I hope I get there, to, this is already who I am. It's no longer pretending, it's being. Let's be honest, have you ever visualized the future version of yourself, but still made decisions as your past self? Still walked like them, spoke like them, avoided risks like them? That's the gap. Because the universe doesn't hear what you want, it hears what you embody. This is vibrational alignment. Not just seeing the future, but feeling it, moving with it, breathing into it. Science is catching up too. Studies in somatic psychology and trauma recovery, like those by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk and Dr. Peter Levine, reveal that the body holds memory, identity, and emotion more powerfully than the mind. That means transformation isn't just cognitive, it's somatic. So how does embodiment look? It's in the way you breathe, the way your shoulders sit, the tone of your voice when you speak about your dreams. It's choosing differently before the evidence shows up. Because your nervous system doesn't change through logic, it changes through experience. Try this. Ask, how would my future self walk into this room? Breathe as if you already belong in the life you desire. Let your movements, tone, and choices carry the frequency of what's already true. It might feel unnatural at first. That's okay. You're rewiring a lifetime of patterning. So, what would it mean to embody your future now? Let me know in the comments what shifts when you start living as that version. Because next, we'll explore something just as important: vibrational environments. Sometimes, it's not your thoughts or body holding you back. It's the energy around you. And you'll want to see why that matters more than you ever imagined. You could be doing all the inner work, meditating, journaling, visualizing, embodying your future self, but still feel like you're swimming upstream. Why? Because your environment is quietly pulling you back into the old frequency. Energy is contagious. Your nervous system is a tuning fork, constantly syncing with what surrounds it. The sounds you hear, the light you live under, the conversations you're part of, even the clutter in your room, they all carry vibration. And if that vibration doesn't match where you're trying to go, it creates friction, disruption, noise in your frequency. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with certain people, even if nothing negative was said? Or suddenly inspired, simply by walking into a space that felt open, calm, aligned? That's not coincidence. That's resonance. Scientific studies in group coherence, like those from the HeartMath Institute, show that when people gather in emotionally regulated, heart-centered states, their heart rhythms begin to synchronize. This creates a field effectrizing the vibration of everyone involved. In other words, the right community doesn't just support your growth, it amplifies your frequency. So if you're feeling stuck, ask yourself, what environments am I spending time in? Do my surroundings reflect the version of me I'm becoming? What content, voices, or habits am I unconsciously absorbing? Sometimes, your next quantum leap isn't about doing more. It's about clearing space physically, emotionally, digitally. Clean the room. Unfollow the noise. Choose conversations that light you up, not pull you down. Create environments that match your becoming. What's one small shift you could make today to raise the frequency around you? Let me know in the comments. Your awareness might spark someone else's. And in the next chapter, we'll uncover something even more subtle. How to tell the difference between your soul's true desires and the ego's distractions. Because not every want leads to alignment, and the heart always knows. Not every desire is a doorway to your highest timeline. Some are echoes, disguises, whispers from the ego trying to feel enough. So how do you know if what you want is truly aligned with your solar, simply a distraction dressed as a goal? Here's the difference. Ego-based desires often arise from fear, lack, or comparison. I want this so I can feel worthy, so I won't be left behind, so I can prove something. They tend to carry urgency, tension, or pressure. The frequency behind them is often misaligned, even if the surface looks positive. In contrast, soul-based desires come from wholeness. They don't scream. They pull gently. Even before they arrive, they offer a sense of peace. You're not chasing them to become complete. You're following them because they reflect who you already are becoming. The quantum field responds to that difference. A desire rooted in fear emits a distorted frequency. It says, I don't have enough. But a desire born from inner truth emits clarity. It says, this is already mine, because it matches me. Want a simple way to check? Write down your biggest current desire. Then ask yourself, if I never got this, would I still feel whole? If the answer brings tightness, maybe it's the ego. If the answer brings peace even with longing, it might be your soul. Desires aligned with your soul often feel like a homecoming, not a chase. What about you? Can you feel the difference in your own life? I'd love to hear your reflections in the comments. What have you recently let go of, or stepped closer to? And next, we'll explore a question so many people ask. How do I stay in alignment when life tests me? Because raising your frequency is one thing, holding it steady when things shake is a whole other level. Staying high vibe when life is easy, that's not the challenge. The real test is when things shake, and you stay in tune anyway. Because the goal isn't to be in perfect frequency 100% of the time. It's to return to your dominant vibration again and again, especially when the world tries to pull you out. Think of your frequency like the rhythm of your breath. It's okay if it stumbles. What matters is, do you know how to come back? Here's where embodiment meets resilience. One of the simplest ways to stabilize your frequency is a morning tuning ritual. Start with gratitude not just as a mental list, but as a felt experience. Let it fill your chest, warm your hands, shift your nervous system. Then, breathe. Slowly, intentionally, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Even just 3 minutes can recalibrate your emotional field. Now, choose an anchor word, a simple phrase that captures the essence of your future self. It could be, I am rooted, or I already have it. Repeat it throughout the day, especially when triggered. Triggers are not failures. They are invitations. When something pulls you out of alignment, pause. Breathe. Feel the reaction, but don't become it. Then ask, how would my aligned self respond right now? Over time, this becomes a new pattern, a new signal, a new magnetic field. And science supports this. Studies on heart rate variability, HRV, show that regular regulation practices can stabilize emotional response 7 under pressure. That's not just emotional intelligence. That's energetic mastery. So ask yourself, what's one practice I can return to when life tests me? Let me know in the comments. Your ritual might inspire someone else's. Next, we'll explore the final shift. You don't need to learn how to manifest. You're already doing it. The real journey? Learning how to manifest consciously. You don't need to learn how to manifest. You've been doing it your whole life. Every belief you've held, every emotional pattern you've repeated, every identity you've embodied has been shaping your reality all along. The question isn't, am I manifesting? It's, am I doing it consciously? Reality is not something outside of you, it's a mirror. It doesn't form based on what you wish for. It forms based on what you are aligned with. When your energy shifts, your external world has no choice but to rearrange. This isn't magic, it's physics. Frequency meets frequency. That's why the most powerful shift doesn't begin with, what do I want? It begins with, who am I becoming? Because your future is not created by what you chase. It's created by what you embody consistently, clearly, unapologetically. So pause for a moment. What reality have you been creating on autopilot? What would happen if, instead of reacting from your past, you chose your next move from your future? The path to conscious manifestation isn't about force. It's about remembering. You are already a creator. Now, you get to become an intentional one. What does that realization open up for you? Let me know in the comments. Your awareness might be the reflection someone else needs. And stay with me, because in our final chapter, we'll bring everything together. You're not here to chase reality. You're here to create it. On purpose. From within. One coherent breath at a time. What if your future isn't something you chase but something you tune into? You're not here to run after reality like a shadow chasing light. You're here to cast the light. To choose. To feel. To become the frequency of the life you desire before it appears. Because the truth is, your future already exists in the quantum field. Every possibility, every version of you, already vibrates in parallel. And every thought, every emotion, every choice you make now is a command, a signal, a vote for the timeline you're stepping into. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a conductor of reality. So when you breathe like it's already done, when you move with trust, when you decide with coherence, the field responds. No, this isn't delusion. This is how energy works. It's not about pretending. It's about transmitting. You are not broken. You are not late. You are powerful beyond logic, and your life begins to shift the moment you stop waiting for proof and start living as proof. What reality are you ready to stop chasing and finally embody? Let me know in the comments. Your voice matters more than you know. And if you're ready to walk this journey of conscious creation, This is the space for you. Subscribe to stay connected because the next chapter in your evolution is not outside of you. It's within you. And it begins now. You are the signal. You are the source. You are the creator. And your future is waiting for you to remember.